If you're sleeping 7, 8, maybe even 9 hours and you still are waking up feeling exhausted, you might not have a sleep problem. You might have a bad sleep advice problem. Because some of the most common things that people swear by that are healthy for your sleep are secretly making your sleep way worse. Sleeping in on weekends, taking melatonin every single night, going to bed even earlier, even trying harder to sleep. Yep, some of the advice that people think helps may actually be the reason that you feel terrible. And stick around, because one of these mistakes is so common, millions of people do it every Saturday thinking they're fixing their sleep while accidentally ruining their Monday. And another, people spend money on it every single month thinking that it's helping, when they're often using it completely wrong. So why don't we fix your sleep? Hi, I'm Brandon with Parkway SleepHealth, and after helping thousands of people improve their sleep, I can tell you something. Most tired people, they aren't lazy. They aren't broken. And honestly, they're usually not even bad sleepers. They're just doing stuff that sounds healthy because the internet told them to. Or maybe their cousin Karen did. And listen, I know Karen means well. Karen also thinks coconut oil fixes everything. So today, we're exposing the sleep mistakes that almost everybody thinks are helping, that actually may be doing more harm than good. And let's start with one that feels absolutely amazing until the Monday morning punches you in the face. The "I'll catch up on sleep this weekend" trap. Now you know the move. By Friday, you're exhausted. You had meetings. Your kids are driving you insane. You're email responding. You have stress. You have life. You barely survive the week. Then Friday night hits and suddenly, it's the weekend and it shows up. The weekend you start, you're wildly optimistic. Weekend you says, the weekend we heal. Saturday morning comes, alarm, off. Responsibilities, okay, they're minimal. So you wake up at 10:43 a.m. You stretch. Birds are singing out there outside the window. The sun, it feels magical. And you think, that's what my body needed. And honestly, it does feel incredible. Until Sunday night. Now suddenly it's midnight. You're wide awake. And your body acts like a bedtime is just a suggestion. And then by Monday morning, you feel like you just got hit by a Honda Civic. Why? Social jet lag. Basically, you changed your body's clock. Now your brain, it loves consistency. So when you wake up at 6:30 on Monday through Friday, then suddenly wake up at 10:45 on Saturday, your body is confused. It's like flying to California every single weekend. Not exactly, but enough to mess up your sleep. Now, am I saying to never sleep in? Absolutely not. Please enjoy your life, honestly. I'm not trying to become the sleep police, but if you're sleeping in 3 to 4 extra hours every weekend, that may be quietly wrecking your sleep rhythm. Better move. Try keeping your wake up time within about an hour. Less exciting, I know. But is it more effective? Unfortunately, yes. But speaking of things that people swear by that help your sleep, we need to talk about that tiny gummy bear that somehow became everyone's nighttime emotional support supplement. Melatonin is not magic. Okay, I know, hot take. Melatonin, it's not bad, but people treat melatonin like it's some kind of sleepy time ibuprofen. Can't sleep? You might take some melatonin. Traveling? Might as well pop a melatonin. You stay up a little too late? Hey, where's my melatonin? Dog barked weird? Sure, why not? Take some melatonin. Some of you have melatonin in your house like it's some kind of an emergency sleep backup. But here's the thing, melatonin isn't really a sleeping pill. It's a timing hormone. Its job is basically to tell your brain, hey buddy, nighttime's approaching. That's it. It doesn't karate chop your stress. It's not gonna tackle your anxiety. And it doesn't shut your brain off like, I got this. And a lot of people take way too much of it. Or they take it right before bed expecting instant unconsciousness. Then they wake up groggy thinking, why do I feel emotionally sponsored by NyQuil? Sometimes lower doses, they work better. Timing matters too. And honestly, sometimes people become mentally dependent on it. I mean, you forget melatonin, and then suddenly you're like, guess I'll never sleep again. I mean, meanwhile, your body's like, relax, dude. Literally, we've evolved from this. But honestly, that's still not the sleep mistake that surprises people the most. Because the next one, responsible adults, they love doing it. And sometimes it accidentally teaches your brain how not to sleep. And that's going to bed way too early. Now, you ever do this? I mean, you're exhausted. Tomorrow really matters for you. So tonight we're going to be healthy. We're going to make the right decision. So you look at the clock. It's 8:34 p.m. and you think, tonight I become a person that has their life together. You get to bed absurdly early. You got your water bottle, your blanket, your pillows all adjusted. Ooh, your confidence is high. Then it's 9:17. Guess what? Wide awake. 9:58. Look at the clock. Still awake. 10:41. Oh, now you're aggressively flipping your pillow around like that's the issue. Suddenly your brain, it's going to start replaying those embarrassing moments from 2009. Now why? Because tired and ready to sleep are not always the same thing. Your body, it builds up something called sleep pressure. And that's basically the thing is the longer you're awake, the stronger your biological drive for sleep becomes. So if you go to bed too early, sometimes you miss that timing. And suddenly your bed becomes the thinking place, the stress place, the phone place, the life evaluation place, which leads directly into one of the sneakiest mistakes that people make. Because if you keep doing this, your brain's gonna start learning something you definitely don't want it to. Laying in bed awake for hours. Oh, this one feels healthy. It feels disciplined even, and it feels responsible. You think, hey, if I stay awake here long enough, eventually I'm gonna fall asleep. I mean, it's a reasonable idea, but unfortunately, our brains are a little bit weird. Because your brain, it loves associations. So if night after night becomes, hey, bed equals frustration, bed equals stress, bed equals staring at the ceiling, bed equals fake sleep math, then your brain learns, oh, this is where we overthink everything. And now we can talk about sleep math, because everyone becomes an accountant at 2 a.m. You look at the clock, it's 2:11, and what do? You start to panic. Then you're like, okay, if I fall asleep right now, I can get 4 hours and 47 minutes. Now, nobody ever relaxed after math. Nobody. You've never heard someone say, wow, calculating sleep, it really calmed me down. Sometimes, if you were awake a while, getting up briefly, dim lights, boring book, resetting your brain, it can actually work way better than starting to fight your sleep. Because weirdly enough, trying harder to sleep, it actually often makes sleeping way worse. And speaking of trying too hard, modern technology actually made this next problem way worse than it needs to be. And that's obsessing over this sleep tracker. Okay, be honest. Has this happened to you? You wake up, you slept fine, okay? You feel decent. Then you look at this watch, oh no, my sleep score is 61. And suddenly you feel like your entire personality changes. Now you're like, well, I guess today is already ruined before it even starts. There's actually a term for this. It's called orthosomnia, okay? Basically, it's becoming obsessed with making your sleep perfect, which ironically, yeah, it often hurts your sleep. Now, sleep trackers, they can help. They look at trends, which can be helpful. They track patterns. Okay, that's useful. But your wrist, guess what? It's not your brain. Sometimes people trust this watch better than their own reality. I mean, your body says, hey, I feel okay. But your watch says, no, you don't. And then suddenly the watch wins. But this next one, people love defending. And I hate to be the messenger here, I really do. But your nightly drink may not be helping you as much as you think. Because alcohol, it doesn't help sleep the way that you think it does. Look, I understand. People always tell me, wine helps me relax. Okay, technically I get it. Alcohol can make people sleepy. But sleepy and good sleep, they're very different things. Alcohol often fragments your sleep, which means more awakenings, lighter sleep, more snoring, worse sleep quality, and sometimes worse sleep apnea. So the translation, yes, alcohol, it does help you pass out. Then halfway through the night, it's like, Okay, well, my shift is over. And suddenly at 2:47 a.m., you're awake. You look at the clock. You got dry mouth. You're confused. And you're wondering why your body somehow started betraying you. And finally, this last one. This one matters more than people realize. You're treating this snoring like a joke. Oh, this one drives me crazy because people, they laugh at snoring like it's somehow funny. Like, haha, yeah, I shake the house. I sound like a lawnmower. Yeah, it's cute, but loud snoring, gasping, waking up exhausted, morning headaches, dry mouth, you're falling asleep during the day. Sometimes that snoring is sleep apnea. And sleep apnea doesn't just make people tired. It affects everything. It affects your blood pressure, your heart health, your energy, your focus, your mood, your relationships. And sometimes people, they spend years blaming things like age, stress, parenthood, life, when really, they're just sleeping terribly because they have sleep apnea. And honestly, when people finally fix this real problem, the thing I hear all the time is, wait, this is what it feels like to feel rested? All right, confession time. Which one of these are you guilty of? Are you sleeping in? Are you popping those nightly melatonin gummies? Are you doing the fake sleep math at 2 a.m.? Drop it in the comments because I genuinely want to know and I'm fascinated by this. And if you thought this video was surprising, watch the next one because there's a really good chance that your brain might actually be the thing that's sabotaging your sleep at night. And if you're in North Carolina and you're struggling with your sleep, you're snoring, you're exhausted, or you think there's something deeper going on, our team at Parkway Sleep helps people get answers fast. Thank you so much for watching. Sleep well, and we'll see you on the next video.